Alright. This here, all I have to do is pull the pin, count to 3, and not sure what happens after. Oh hey there, nobody. How you doing? Glad to see you're doing good. I'm doing good too. Especially since I have this tasty drink right in front of me. Let me have another sip. Tastes like milk. Because it is. Anyway. Got a bunch of grenades. I should probably do something with them. Got a lot of places I could go to, but I'm thinking where I want to go to is the tunnels that go between here and Foundry. The other areas I could go to would be sewer beneath Core City. Could try to go take out the Rat Hound King. Could go over to Rail Crossing, go deal with their problem. And of course there's Foundry itself. Oh wait, almost forgot. There's also Baylor, or Balor. However you pronounce it. I keep going to the wrong spot. There we go. Pretty sure I'm not forgetting anything. In terms of areas I could be going to. There's plenty of tunnel areas I could go to, but for the most part they're just full of beetles and other unpleasant things. Not much in the way of loot. Well, some places yes, but not the places I'm thinking of. I think I'm just gonna try to run past these guys. Just have to remember not to take this exit again. Right. Not sure if I'm gonna get more out of perception or detection. I know there's landmines around here. Just can't see them. So that goes up to 144 and 108. The other one, 216, 162. There's one. There's two. Motorcycle driving by being really fucking loud. Alright. Probably not gonna go well the first time, but let's try. Huh. It could have been worse. But this probably is not gonna be very successful. think they're all getting plugged up in the fire zone. Oh hey, there's all my shield. Try to set him on fire again. Didn't quite work. Well, that ain't good. Someone's shooting at me, and they got me. Damn. Attempt number 2. Try to stick closer to the wall. Attack that guy. This dude is in a really convenient location, so I'm gonna keep him there. Hear a bunch of stims popping. Now I have a choice. Fragnade or Molotov? Bring the fire. Lit all of them up. Alright, hammer guy's down. Gunner and the bomber are still alive. One of them. See if I'm lucky. I am. I forget what the demolishers have. I think they have grenades. Holding some kind of rifle or SMG. Probably face tank him. Probably. And he just ran right back in there. There goes the shield. If I'm lucky, a crit'll take him. Not quite. Don't have enough points for anything. Damn. It's going so well. Probably should have bought myself some chips. All right over there. Try to draw him out. Doesn't seem to be working. Set him on fire. Blew themselves up. Works for me. Two demolishers. Hope they don't both throw a grenade at me, otherwise, that's a reload. Well, two grenades were thrown. Or, well, one launched, one thrown. And I'm dead as hell. Gonna keep trying for now. Let's try a regular grenade. Worked pretty good. And I'm done. Damn. Well, this isn't really working out so far. Don't have any high explosives. But I try from over here. Bomber down. Still have to worry about the demolishers. Don't miss this one. Perfect. Really didn't want to miss that one. Alright, all the dangerous shit is here, and all my grenades are on cooldown. Save me, and Jesus. At this point, the most I can hope for is run straight at him, and hopefully he blows himself up before he kills me. See if that's gonna work. Not really. Oh, come on. 54 health. Can I kill him? Yes. But there was one extra guy. Damn it. Definitely getting better results from down here, though. Throw some more fuel on the fire. It's burning pretty good now. Hit myself with that one. 2 health. Don't have any of the magazines loaded. 30 AP for the 25, 15 for the 40. Alright. This time, I have the cooldowns. Just have to make sure not to hit myself. Alright. Not sure if that's all of them. Yeah, no. Shotgunner. He's got a lot of health. Delaying action. Not sure if he knows I'm here or if he's just looking. At least they zap themselves. One down. The other guy I don't have to worry about. But there could always be one more. Yep. Guy does not take all that much damage. And there we go. Surely they're all dead now. Surely. Cycle the hammers. Steel armor is worth a decent amount, but again, pretty heavy. Just like the hammers. Same thing with the boots. Actually, I get metal scrap from these. So I should just turn it all into repair kits. Except the helmets. Dog collar. Used to belong to a dog named Muttley. Let's compare this one. It's got 58 to 88. This one has 52 to 81, so it's more damage. Less crit damage bonus. And half the crit chance. Range is lower. Action points are the same. Move and shoot and CQC penalties are the same. It's got a bigger magazine size. So the actual weapon damage after applying the skill is 91 to 142. This one is 101 to 154. Do like the extra crit chance. And while the air burst isn't super important right now, it will be later. So maybe I just sell this one. Then the 40mm. 58 to 178. Action point cost of 35. Damage is definitely bigger, but it's an extra 10 action points per shot. On the other hand, don't have to reload this one every time. But if I do have to reload it, it's gonna be way more points. Yeah, goes from 15 to 35. So it's kind of losing some of the damage due to the low durability. 101 to 311 versus 87 to 231. It's probably worth switching to, at least for now. Probably sell all these guns. Oh, they would sell for more if I could repair them all. I've got 4 repair kits. Goggles could use some fixing. The only ones that are really worth a lot is the grenade launcher and the shotgun. And the shotgun's pretty close to full durability as it is. Hold on to the last one for now. I forget. Regular repair kits are 150. Cost half as much, but way less than half the total repair amount. Think I'll make 2 of them. Alright. Sure hope there's no one left alive in here, otherwise, I'm gonna have like 5 action points and instantly get wrecked. Oh hey, that's new. Could just drop a bunch of stuff. Not a very large amount of damage. Slightly more. Or actually slightly less, that one did 80. Keep using the high explosives. They cost more, but functionally I much prefer the frag. Benefits a lot more from the crit bonus. Well, crit chance bonus, really. Would help if I would stop missing. There we go. Only took like 8 grenades. Canned meat. My favorite. Bunch of money. Bloody mobile computer. Pistol and submachine gun technical manuals by Hugo Thompson. And some bullets. Alright, now I just have to decide if I want to walk back over to Core City or just continue on the Foundry. Just remembered there's rat hounds on the other side of that tunnel. So Foundry it is. Can't help but feel like I'm forgetting something. Alright. Got the read. The bloody mobile computer. It's a mobile computer covered in dried blood. Bottle name reads MBF440S. The brand itself is not familiar to you. Perhaps it was manufactured in North Underrail. This bloody device seems functional, despite having suffered some damage. The screen is scratched, but not cracked. And the left side of the mobile computer's body has been dented in such a manner as to suggest that it was grazed by a passing bullet. You can use the touch-sensitive screen to select one of the displayed icons. Pictures. Browse through several picture folders. One folder seems to contain a bunch of family photos depicting a burly bald man, a pretty blonde woman that is sadly missing her left arm, and 4 kids. 2 progressively taller boys and 2 progressively darker-haired girls. Other folders mostly contain pictures of various weapons, tools, other equipment. Except for one which contains a few stunning photos of an impressive, yet to you unknown city. Right? Camera. Unfortunately, the camera appears to have been cracked badly. Using it would result in perplexing images of a shattered reality. Kaleidoscope filter. Music. Scroll through a decent selection of songs, some familiar, others not. Out of the unfamiliar ones, the ones that instantly draw your attention are Sovereign Love by the Martyrs and Stillborn by Gronothract. You play them one after the other. The first is a gentle, romantic, but still somewhat deep ballad, while the other one makes your ears bleed and forces you to turn it off after 5 seconds. Memos. Recent memos. Sorted by oldest to newest. Right, previous. Scrolled through literally thousands and thousands of memos. It is evident that the owner of this handheld keeps notes of even the most trivial things. Beside the more significant events and reminders, you doubt you'll find anything useful in this folder. Right, Len. Len's got some new shipments. Should check it out the next time I'm in Junkyard. Present for Yana. Buy that necklace for Yana the next time you go to Dis. Bolivar Dowd. Meet Bolivar Dowd at the Hardcore City Bar tomorrow, after he has returned from Foundry. Get a feeling that's not gonna have happened. Alphabet. Met the pipe worker again at the Core City metro station. Pulled out a rancid pig intestine out of a bag and wanted to sell it to me. Also had a liver on the skewer. If we hadn't been at the station, I'd have Chad and Splinter zone him out. Note to self, have Alphabet killed the next time he shows his face. And Faceless. Holy. We ran into the Faceless on their trip back from Foundry. Chad opened fire, but they shot back and zoned both him and Splinter out. They got me and led me into a stuffy cave nearby, interrogated me about an item and its description. It's the same thing the acid hunters had shown me today. We met at the Foundry exit, and Colonel had it kept in a metal box. Bluish-gray gizmo with 1020 sides. Had some weird socket-like openings and even weirder symbols all over it. Told me he got it from some caravan. Wanted to sell it to me, but I told him I don't deal in that. Told him I'd ask around, then we split. As we were returning to Core City, those pipe workers attacked us. So happy now that my camera had been broken when I met Cornell, cause I would have surely taken a picture of that gizmo. If the Faceless had found that. ... They let me go after 2 hours or so. Shaking as I'm typing this. I'm on my way to Core City to warn Cornell and his crew to get rid of that thing. I hope they return from Foundry, cause I'm not going back there. Alright. Map. Unknown error. Local map unavailable. Please reinsert the memory card and try again. Games. There's only one game to select, and it's Solitaire. Playing it might drain the battery too much. So I do indeed have games on my phone now. And the South Underrail station feed. Connection error. Only local feeds are currently available. To all stations. The feed hacker who has been sending vulgar messages under the pseudonym Steve has been caught at an access point near Core City. Does not appear to be the same person as the hacker identified as Freak. More information to follow. To Rail Crossing. Several groups of heavily armed ironheads have been spotted moving from Foundry towards Rail Crossing. Be on the lookout. Pretty sure I zoned those guys. To all stations. South Tunnel has finally been cleared and secured. Underrail express traffic has been restored in the Southgate station area. To all stations. Faceless have been spotted on multiple locations throughout South Underrail. They're using large, tunneling machines to transport troops, and all reports suggest that they are heavily armed and large in numbers. They've already shown hostility towards Core City and Rail Crossing. All stations are urged to mount their defenses and report any Faceless sightings as soon as possible. And that's everything on here. Just kinda totally at random dive into this side cave here, where there's definitely nothing. Oh hey look, it's the Faceless. He'll be right over there. Ah, not enough perception. Unfortunate. Oh hey, stealthy guy. The quadrupedal Faceless steps forward. His weapon is aimed at you, yet he seems reluctant to immediately open fire. Instead, opting for an emotionless stare. He silently holds you at gunpoint, and for a while, nothing happens. Nothing but the subtle exchange of glances between his weapons at the ready companions, done in such a curiously responsive manner as if an aspect of some kind of unspoken conversation. He then reaches for something on the inside of the chin of his mask, and soon after, you can hear a crude, synthesized voice. Identify yourself. I'm Paul. I'm a scavenger. What's your business? Wanted to talk about that thing you're looking for. After a short pause, he responds. How do you know about this? Traveling merchant you recently interrogated, the one with the 2 bodyguards you killed. He wrote about what happened on his mobile computer. He too is not among the living anymore, but his log offered enough information for me to seek you out. What you say did occur. He pauses briefly, as if unsure how to proceed. Something of value has been stolen from us. We believe it might have found its way to the community nearby. If you can help us locate the missing item, we will be on our way. The item you seek is in possession of a man named Cornell. Cornell. He's the leader of the Acid Hunters gang, which usually hangs out in Core City. At this point, it's highly unlikely that the item is anywhere near Foundry. He answers after an uncomfortably long pause. Providing you're telling the truth, we have no reason to remain here. Take this as a sign of our appreciation for your assistance in this matter. He hands you what looks to be a high-quality power core. Good luck, guys. Good luck to ya. A bunch of reasonable individuals. Oh, time to slowly loot all the barrels around here. Second thought, keep the casings. Another emergency phone. 2 functional buttons remain. The others have been torn out. Red or the yellow. Open the compartment. Locked. Open it. There was an electromagnetic discharger. Yeah, this thing. So the plasma core is quality 110. Pretty decent. Not gonna be able to use it for a while, so I'll probably just sell it. Probably. Free bipod. Alright. I forget if what's her face here buys terribly much. Pretty sure she doesn't, but might as well check. And just buys metal components. Actually, could probably buy some more grenade cases. Do know that the quality of the metal that's sold around here goes way up once you complete the Beast Quest. I'm just not sure if I can actually pull it off just yet. Either gonna need a lot more grenades or better weapons. Wait, I thought I already bribed this guy. Whatever. Or no, wait, I think this is to upgrade his inventory. Oh, time to read it. Serious buyer, Kevin. And I think I haven't realized that just yet. Why I say that? Well, still haven't really seen any of the really high-grade stuff someone such as yourself should be offering. Well, serious buyers should have some serious coin on them. Alright. Show you the rest of the inventory. But you know the drill. You keep quiet about this, and we're golden. Yeah? Alright, check it out. Buy a shitload of frag grenades. Concussive grenades. I don't remember these being terribly good, but I'm gonna buy it anyways. Blast cloth, quality 72. I feel like I had one sitting in that barrel back in Core City, but I forget what level it was. Buy that one too. Better than the current goggles, but only by 1%. And it's way more expensive because it has the night vision. Better than the detector goggles I have. Pretty affordable too. These do more damage than what I have. Don't think I'm gonna be at 120 for a bit though. And I'm pretty sure I had some parts lying around waiting for me to have enough skill points to be able to craft them. So we can just wait on that one. Not selling any launcher frames. No, wait, easy. Shotgun frame. machine gun frame, big ass box magazine. Alright, probably spending too much on this already. Yeah, definitely. I do think it's cheaper if I make my own launcher grenades. I think. Yeah, that should be good. The magnesium powder, small oxygen tank, TNT, and 5 cases. I've got one of those. Don't need any of this. Alright, thought about it a little bit. I think the next thing I'm gonna try to go do is the rail crossing mission. Just after I sell some more crap. Possible to sell these mushrooms. Or no, wait. There we go. All the ice in my drink is melting. Need to sip more aggressively. Range comm device. Already have 4 of those. There's a unique knife I can get over there, but don't think I'm ever really gonna use it. See a stout, middle-aged man butchering a pig. Observe the motions he makes with each cut, and notice how every single one is performed with great ease and accuracy, reflecting years and years of experience. After a few moments, the man puts his knife aside and wipes his hands clean. After that, he turns to you with a slight smile and begins speaking in a baritone voice of unusual warmth and just a hint of huskiness in it. Why, hello there. Haven't seen you around here before. I'm Kirk Messer, the local butcher, as you can probably see. He laughs. What do you need? I need food. It's got steak. Don't really need steak right now. Back here again. I forget. How far away am I from Mark 5s? I think it's 2 levels away. Make a few more 4s. Needs 4 grenades. It's too bad I still haven't found that better version of the waste bag. It's saving me a lot of money right about now. 79. Put the thumper away for now. Forget what frame I needed for that one. Never seems to be buying electronic components. Not like it weighs much, but I prefer having it in money. And I aggroed the bot. Oh fuck. Actually, I think about it. If I complete the mission, it'll disable him. Don't have to fight it. So I feel like I could have dropped off more stuff. Hold on to the patching kids. Should give him the technical manual. Well, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it anyways. You did. That's great. Pockets the memory stick after taking a look at it. Not only is this gonna help me plenty, it's gonna be a riveting read as well. Alright, so the Punisher was high quality SAR frame. It's quality 130. Haven't seen one of those. 10 round mag, long barrel. Pretty sure I have the 10 round. Just need the frame. Alright. How about I go and actually talk to the mayor, which I was supposed to do. Well, captain, not mayor. Totally different. Hello, traveler. I am Irv, captain of the militia and the de facto mayor. Well, I was wrong again. Usually a friendly and welcoming community, but you've chosen a bad day to pay a visit. And why would that be? Must have heard the reports of Faceless invading the core city by now, right? Well, we got our own problem with the Faceless here. They busted in with one of their tunnelers down the track south and occupied Buzzer's shop. Tried to blitz them back before they'd set up, but that ended pretty badly. Killed 3 of my men and badly wounded 1. Why do you think they occupied his shop? Can't say for sure. Maybe they want something from him or his shop. Buzzer's known to trade in strange electronics. Maybe he got a hold of something they want. Or maybe they actually planned a tunnel out somewhere else in the station and just improvised once they realized they missed a target. What are you gonna do about them? Not much we can do at this point. Barely have enough men to fight them off, if they come at us now. If we rush them again and suffer more losses, we're done. We'd have to evacuate the station. Maybe I could help you. Looks at you curiously. That would almost certainly mean you risking your neck for us. Why would you want to do that? I'd expect to be paid, of course. That I can understand. Can someone make the Faceless leave or take them all out? I'll pay you 300 Charons. Can get Buzzer out of there alive, assuming he still is. I'll throw in an extra 100. Sound good? Gotta do better than that, Chief. You're risking my neck here. I'll get you rid of those freaks for 400. And for additional, I'll get your homeboy Buzzer for an additional 200. Fair enough. Chances are you'll just get killed and I won't have to pay you anything anyway. As I said, storming the shop is not an option anymore, so you'll have to figure something out. Is there another way into the shop? Maybe through the tunnel, but I don't know what state it's in. No one's been using it for a long time. You can access it through the trap door on the south end of the depot. Keys in my locker over there. Tunnel hatch key. Actually, I think I might have missed something. How many Faceless are over there? When we tried to storm the shop, I saw 3 of them, but there could be more inside. Also, they had at least 2 plasma walkers patrolling the depot, so be careful if you go snooping around there. Miles has some idea how to disable those when we discussed the possibility of a second attack. You should ask him about what he had in mind. Gonna go do that. Captain mentioned you have an idea how to disable the plasma walkers. In the case they might move to attack. Only in that case. Not to launch another attack. And no, I don't give a damn about Buzzer. Probably deserves whatever's coming his way. It's constantly bringing trouble to the station. Rail crossing would be a much safer place without him. I will pay you big money if you help. Very well. I'll help you for 200, up front. Best I can do is 150. Deal. Alright, listen. Take notes or whatever, because I'm not gonna explain this one again. South of rail crossing, there's an abandoned warehouse. Follow the eastern platform along the tracks, then turn west at the first fenced area to reach it. Just after the tracks begin descending into a dark tunnel. Been there a couple of times before, scavenging. It's not a terribly dangerous place, but it's also pretty well locked up, so I couldn't get that much out of it. Alright, so south, abandoned warehouse. Just follow the eastern platform along the tracks, then turn west at the first fenced area. Sounds easy enough. Strange thing about that place is that there was this room in there, and in the center of it was some sort of pedestal. Top of it, something resembling an energy cell was attached. Bunch of power cables were connected to the pedestal, like it was constantly charging the device with the power. Couldn't tell exactly what it was back then, though it did seem familiar. Later, I remembered seeing one of those things, the device that was on the top of the pedestal. I've read about it in a book about the old wars. It's called an active pulse capacitor. While I don't know its inner workings, I do know it was used in combination with electromagnetic emitters to disable high-powered devices across a wide area. Such as enemies' electronic vehicles and energy weapons, which is just perfect for us. Because I bet if I mounted that thing on my little emitter over there, I could send a pulse so strong it would knock those plasma walkers out completely. All you have to do is go and get that thing. Wait a second. It's not dangerous like you said. Why'd you never go back and get it? Because I have no idea what's gonna happen once you remove it from the pedestal. That's why. And I'm not about to risk electrocuting myself. Alright. Well, I've got rubber boots. Very good. Bring it back to me and I'll get the emitter ready. Alright. Have to go to the eastern platform. Follow it south until I find a fence and then go west. I think means over here. That is a fence. Is it the fence? Recognize this area. Not it. Oh, right. That was the west platform, not the east platform. Not sure if that counts as a fenced-in area. But that does. And a bunch of iron heads are there. Alright, only one guy got caught on fire. Just so happens to be the most dangerous one. think he's out for the count. Just have to wait a few turns. At least I didn't lose my turn. Or fire. Not like that. Damn. Well, this time it will work. Unlike last time. Alright, 3 down. Down. The feeling if I run over here, he's just gonna throw a grenade at me. Get a 2-for-1 special. Last guy. Looked like it was gonna miss for a second. Got a fancy hammer and no armor. Priorities. Another old train schedule. Just 20 points away from another level. I think I'm gonna hold on to the metal scraps. Grab some frag-nades out of it. Just gonna ditch those, because I'm starting to think I'm never gonna be able to sell all of them. Should probably also ditch the fishing rod. Just kinda taking up room. Get rid of most of the flares. And the throwing knives. Still not enough. Tempted to ditch the bullets. At least the 5mm. Can probably just pick a bunch of this stuff back up on the way out, actually. whole lot of ventilation shafts. Non-functioning elevator. Secret crawl space. It's a fucking big rat. Cannot do that during combat. Fuck. Shit. I forget if ancient rat hounds are immune to fear or not. If they're not, it's basically an instant reload. Oh, setting myself on fire. Alright, he's on fire, but he's not too worried about it. I ain't winning that fight. Don't remember if there was anything else in there other than just a rat hound. Can hear him from here. Gonna go check again. There is a footlocker. Gonna need to land 9 more of those. A lot of damage. Well, not gonna bother with that shit. Grenades. Oh hey, it's that thing I wanted. Very cool. So it goes from 10 merc, 25 carry capacity to 15 merc, 50 carry capacity. Can haul more shit around now. Alright, there's the device. And a tungsten crowbar. Don't remember seeing one of these before. Guessing it's just a better version of the regular crowbar, which I'm already not using, and I will continue to not use. It's worth 1,000, weighs 3.5. Guessing it's gonna be like the regular one and I cannot recycle it. Yeah, seems that way. Some marked cards. Alright, hold the device. Numerous cables connect to the base of the pillar, and some manner of power cell is slotted at the top. Take it. As you pop the power cell out, the device short circuits. Doesn't seem like putting it back in will work. You can hear the sounds of warehouse gates lifting from back in the hallway. And all the power's back on now. Security scope, warehouse, access level 0. Access upgraded to 2. Elevators on. Security cameras off. Front gate open. Technically, I could just run right back out of here. Things are exploding. Thing is, I know that there is some good stuff down in the basement. There's also some terrible stuff down in the basement. Where'd all my points go? Right, stuns incoming. Right. That's the bots down. Or more accurately, some bots. Gotta love the chain reaction. Better train schedule. Key. Found this key on a corpse in the abandoned warehouse. What could it open? Warehouse inventory list. Not gonna bother with the frames. There's one other door open over there. We'll data medium. Nothing in there. Now there's the elevator over here, and the elevator over there. Get which one is better. But I'm gonna try this way. Remember there being some trick that I used for this place once. I think it involved use an explosive to draw a certain enemy who hasn't shown themselves yet towards this area. Then they start fighting all the robots that are down the hallway. Well, not the kamikaze bots, but the other ones who also haven't revealed themselves. Just gonna wait a minute. Craft some stuff while I'm at it. I think I just heard an explosion. It's kinda distant, hard to tell. That's an industrial bot. I hate those. Alright, I'm gonna try the door again. There, wait. Equip EMPs. Some dead Death Stalkers. All kinds of fancy stuff down here. There's the sentries. Gonna need some armor piercing. Now commence to running. It takes like no damage from the 25. Sure hope he can't open doors. Otherwise I'm in trouble. Looks like he can't. Get to live another day. And he seems to have gone somewhere else. Oh, here he comes again. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not sure where he went. It's just gonna stay here until he shows up. Anytime now. There he is. Probably should reload. Alright. First industrial robot kill. Gives me jack shit. At least I can explore this place. Crawler's eye. Muscles of the eye stalk are still twitching, making it squirm in your hand like a worm. 2 points. No. 12 points away from level up. It's like an eyeball. Or eye stalk. Totally different. Just gonna quick save in case there's more surprises over there, but I think everything's been cleared out. Have been wrong before. Train driver manual. 1 point. Train schedule. 1 point. And a security keycard. Keycard can be used on security terminals in the abandoned warehouse to automatically gain level 2 security access. In other words, if I did not have the hacking skill, I would have had to come down here to get that keycard. Pile of rubble. It has a fossil. Add it to the pile. Sports Almanac. It's an old magazine from the future. Too bad the last sport result listed here took place a couple hundred years ago. 3 points. Just need 5 more. Not wasting a lockpick on that. Even though I've got a pile of them. All my stuff. Oh hey. Con, whiz, strength. In specifically that order. Thanks for following. Alright. Just gonna go sell a bunch of stuff, and then try to break into Buzzer's store. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, it's a build I've already gotten the chance to play once. But that was on hard mode. This time, it's on dominating. The idea behind it was pretty simple. I like grenades. What if I went all grenade? It's been working pretty good so far. Yep. Lots of explosions. Mostly the fragmentary type. Probably just sell these. Think I will. Right, before I give him the thing, sell him some stuff. What's 2 vest? Some that do high price. How's dominating? If you've never tried it, it's kinda like hard mode in the sense of the values are tuned up, but it's got some extra stuff. In the sense of, a lot of encounters have extra enemies on top of them being stronger. It is very much designed for the person who's already played through the game a couple of times and wants to actually have to use every single little thing. Or just people who are really into CBT. Guess I'm selling too much stuff. That's more like it. I think one example I could use for the increased spawns is if you've ever done the Silent Island quest, the one in Junkyard, where you just have to go to the spooky island where there's the doppelganger that pops up. Usually there's only Psy Beetles and some Rat Hounds. Instead there's like the super versions of the Psy Beetles and also some stronger Rat Hounds. Which usually only run into like the super beetles way later on. So definitely a pretty big boost to the challenge. I think there's also some other small stuff like in hard difficulty you sell stuff at 50%, in dominating you sell it at 25%. So stuff like mercantile comes in pretty darn handy. There's another pile of differences that I can't think of at the moment, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Alright, that's a bunch of stuff sold. Could run off to Core City and sell some more, but gonna try to get into Buzzard's shop while I'm here. Which means go back and talk to Miles. I brought that pulse capacitor thingamading. And it didn't fry you in the process, I see. Give it here and I'll attach it to the emitter. Takes a device. Alright, this might take a while. Alright, it's up and emitting. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put some distance between it and myself, just in case the faceless figure out what's going on and decide to plasma melt it. You have fun now. Smart man. Still in combat, for some reason. Just gonna run past them. No, there's a bunch of landmines scattered around this place. So, detector goggles on. So I'm not sure if it's just me or if there's a lot of mouth sounds going through the microphone. Gonna have to look at the settings for that again. But over there. Or that way. Right. Haven't spotted any landmines so far. There's one. There's a second one. Third one. Encyclopedia fragment. 1 point. Just need 2 more points. Get that in no time. Burrowers. Again. I think I have a lot of Molotovs. Not sure if I'm getting lucky or if my armor's actually good enough to avoid the poison now. Alright, that one's on fire. Fortunately not the full health one. Should start using the big launcher. Alright, that's quite a few hits directly on the armor with no shield. No poison. It would be an easy fight if it stays that way. So now I think about it, there might be a warrior down here. I managed to deal with 2 of those when I had much worse weapons. So unless if there's like 4 of them, should be fine. There's one poison. still find it sort of amusing that the best way to deal with the bug type enemy is to just burn it all down. Also applies to the DLC. But we'll get to the marsh once we're there. Oh, there it is. The big guy. Blow it up on that high explosive goodness. Gonna need it. Counts as out of combat right now. Means I think he's probably just gonna loop around and try to get back down here. As long as I don't run out of Molotovs, I should be able to deal with it. Also, just remembered, got the wrong goggles on. Give me that crit chance. Did not set him on fire that time. It's not chasing, so he must have gone the other way. Yup. Think 2 more hits with the Punisher should take him out. Should. Just short. Oh, here comes the pain. It could have been worse. Already got the oddities from these guys. We just checked. It's the flute thing. Or no, wait, ocarina. Yep, already have those. And yet, I'm gonna check all the corpses anyway. Brain demands it. Oh hey, fancy gun. The Dragunov. Old style sniper rifle. Reliable, durable, high rate of fire. And an obsidian shard. 1 point. Just one more point. So very close. Now, I could go this way, but I don't feel like fighting more burrowers just so that I can have like a couple of morphine shots. Actually, it wouldn't even give me that much. Probably more like one of the lake poppies, which if I had the skills for it, I could then turn into morphine, which I don't. No sense worrying about it. Oh hey, there's that 1 point. Okay. I think it's still gonna be 2 levels to get the chemistry at the level I want. Which on one hand, unfortunate. On the other hand, we'll get there eventually. Just need to get it to 112. Full data medium. So can't really afford to kill the faceless around here. Not that I can't beat him. Although, it might be a bit of a challenge. Just know that bad things happen later on if you kill too many. And I completely forget what the threshold is. Oh hey, it's the hardware bug. The faceless mind reader. There's Buzzer. Hey, there's a switch that will turn on the turrets. It's behind the counter on the other side of the room. That's not gonna work. All this shit's disabled. Also, I'm pretty sure since I solved the utter faceless encounter the way I did, I can just talk to this guy. You can sense his mind's eye fall upon you. For a moment, it's as if he's about to attack, but his curiosity stops him. You hear an echoing voice in the back of your head. The words sound familiar, but you cannot make them out. It's as if it speaks in a language you once knew but had forgotten. As the voice gets louder, it starts making sense. Submit. Allow his excursion into your mind to continue. A totally normal thing to think. Submit to the questioning. Submit to the questioning, or we shall resolve this in combat. The voice speaks fluently now. What you want to know? Everything. The mechanical grappling arm protruding from his helmet starts moving. I will look into your thoughts and extract the answers to my questions. The process is painless, and after this, we will depart and leave you unharmed. Yeah, go for it. The metal hand grips your forehead, and your thoughts begin to swirl in your brain. It's like someone put your mind on fast forward, except that the thoughts are not moving in sequence, but instead, your brain is jumping from one to another, seemingly randomly. They switch so fast you can barely make out what they are. After a while, it stops, and the metal hand releases you. For a moment, you stand there confused, but pull yourself together quickly. Thank you for cooperating, Paul. We will be leaving now, but before we leave, I'm afraid we must deal with our unwilling host. And what do you plan on doing to Buzzer? I'm afraid he has to die. But why? I may not answer that. Wait, if I'm not mistaken, you came here looking for something but did not find it. We know you spoke to us before, but that does not change the fact that this person must die. Look, well, I did tell you guys where to look for the item. You still haven't found it, or else you wouldn't be here. This man might still prove useful to your investigation. He pauses for a moment. This is true, though leaving him alive is risky. We'll take this chance. Should it come to pass that this was a bad decision, we'll return to correct it. How generous of him. Alright, I've secured the bonus. God damn. Thanks for getting me out of that mess, man. If there's anything you need, I'm at your service. Can't give you any of my premium equipment for free, I'm afraid. But anything else you find in the store that you think might use, or you might use, help yourself. My house is your house. How did the Faceless want with you? Never told me. He just busted into my store, beat me up, threw me in that cage. From time to time, that brain hook guy would probe my mind for something. At first, I tried resisting, but after a couple of sessions, I felt so weak and tired I had to yield. I think he pulled out what he needed, because he left me alone after that. As I mentioned, he never told me what they wanted to know. Can make a pretty good guess, though. And what would that be? Well, recently, this guy Cornell came to my shop with his little gang. Guy and a woman. They're scavengers, bandits, you know. The typical lower Underrail lowlife. But anyway, tells me scavenge up something good and produces this, like, armored box. He opens it, and inside there's the weirdest looking device I've ever seen. It looked like a messed up 20-sided Rubik's Cube or something. On each side there were markings that resembled electronic symbols, but I didn't know what any of them meant. There were also a couple of slots, maybe for power supply or output of some kind, but again, unlike anything I've seen before. By this point, I'm intrigued. Try to strike a deal with him, but he's asking for way too much. Way more than I'm willing to pay. He leaves, then takes the device in the box with him. Next day, here comes the Faceless, knocking on my front door. Do you think he stole it from the Faceless? I'd bet money on it. So how'd they track him down? He chuckles. Let me ask you a better question that yields the same answer. Why was the cube being carried around in a metal box? I don't know. Why? Because it's got a tracking device inside it, man. When it's outside the box, Faceless can tell where it's at. But that raises another question now. Why the hell did he allow me to remove it from the box? The answer to that must be that he doesn't frickin' know how, or what he's dealing with. He did put it back into the box when he left, but I bet wherever he opens it next time is the next place the Faceless will pop up. And it would explain why the Faceless were over in Foundry. Know where he was going? Didn't say. What I do know is that he and his little gang have their base somewhere in Core City. What do they call themselves again? Asset Hunters, yeah. Anyway, let me see the premium shit. By that I mean, have this rifle. Does not have an efficient shield emitter. Really like one of those right about now. Alright. Gonna loot this place and then I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Mouth is starting to get tired again. Plenty of good stuff here. I'm sure he won't mind if I sell it back to him. It's everything up here. Except for that barrel there. Free phone. Minigun motor, slow starter. Weight to value ratio is suboptimal. But I'm gonna grab it anyways. Faceless have decided to leave their plasma sentries behind. Unless if they just hacked the ones that were already here. Which is a mystery. Right. Ooh, these dead guys. And again, starting to get tired of talking. Think I'm gonna leave it right here for today. So, to recap, went and dealt with the Faceless over in Foundry, dealt with the Faceless in Rail Crossing, and killed a whole pile of Ironheads. Yeah. See you around, Con Wiz Strength. Good username, by the way. But anyways, just kinda stalling now. Hopefully you like the stream. See ya.